throughout the week. Very, very interesting sessions we're going to be having. Tomorrow we will be having exhibitions, so we'll have an opportunity to see exhibitions, what people are doing in their private spaces, so that we can see where the country and the world is moving. Of course, you agree with me that innovation drives the world. Innovation drives the economy, global economy. And so we are sitting here, bringing different stakeholders together, an ecosystem of innovation to get to see what people are doing. So it's not an event like another. This is one of its kind. You don't want to miss this. You don't want to be coerced to come. I expect that you'll be coming here every day up to Friday. I will give Moses Ogoti the next 2 minutes. If he's not here, I think we can proceed without his piece. Ogoti. Ogoti is the Secretary General of the Kabrak University Student Organization, KUSO. So we are privileged to be entertained by a very important person at the university, Mr. Ogoti.
Thank you. Okay, I can say still morning. Good morning. Good morning. I don't know why you look dull. Can you just smile someone next to you? Just give them a smile, and you can also confirm if they are really a person. You can touch and confirm if they are a person. Unaweza pata kuna mtu ametumwa. Opote confirm kama huyo mtu ni mtu. All right, so it's a pleasure to be here. My name is Ogoti Moses. Around here they call me Ogoti, the boy child, and that's the only gentleman with a boyish name. So I'll be giving a spoken word piece titled Entrepreneurship and Innovation. I hope you will go with me, right? All right, but before I do that, I want to engage you for a minute, and I want you to help me do something. There's something that I usually do, and this will be a dedication to crew, right? Okay, sawa sawa. So what I'll do is that I'll be saying something, and I hope we all did numbers. So we'll go 10, 9, 8, 7, up to 1, all right? And this is dedicated to dear crew. Sawa sawa. So for example, we'll start with 10, 9 in that order. So dear crew, you see, in this generation is like the sky, and dear crew, you are the sunlight. So every time, make this generation bright. So you give me 10, okay, and you say it aloud. Go with me, all right? So dear crew, you are the sunlight of this generation. So every time, always make it bright. Siwasikii vizuri, wacha nisonge this side. Every time, make it bright. All right. And you see, we are all believers. They say that if you don't believe in something, you will fall for anything. I believe in here, we believe in Allah, wale tunamwamini Mungu Mola. Kwa hivyo, tusiogopeshe wala watakuja wakituuma na makaa. I mean, dear crew, how I pray that always you walk with pride and yes, with conceit. That in everything you do, you will always stand out. I mean, najua sisi ni watu wa bidii, kwa hivyo tutaamka usiku wa manane. I believe usingizi itatupata kitandani at yes, because we'll always be complete like number 7. Hapa ndani sioni mtu ana sita. I mean, we are not number. So if this day is nice, please give someone next to you a high. Dear crew, if you would be a lady, okay, I'm taken, but if you would be a lady, you are a lady that everyone will adore. Actually, you'll be a lady to die, because the people you're mentoring inside here, if I could compare these smiles to vehicles right here, sir, I see a Prado, a Hummer, this other side, a Mercedes, a Porsche. Actually, hapa ndani sioni mtu anakama. Amen. Dear crew, if we tell you we love you, I hope you'll say you love us, because ultimately, there is no other one. It's only one, and that is you. All right. Thank you so much. So my presentation goes this way. Niko na swali. Ati kati ya ule msee alifanyiwa head surgery na ule alithink outside the box, na ule amenyoa kipara, nani ako open minded? Akili mtu wangu. Na kati ya yule madman who is walking naked and this other person mwenye huwa anasema ukweli mtupu, who can tell you the naked truth? Akili mtu wangu. So this is the white box. So if you are addicted to ignorance, then you need to detox and wrap your innovative minds. It's time to unbox. I mean, think big. I mean, don't be cheap. Think outside the box. Because if you desire some more vibe, then nipate inbox. You see, entrepreneurship starts with an E. But the truth is, hiyo ni uongo. Sema hiyo ni uongo. Hiyo ni uongo. I mean, they got the spelling wrong because entrepreneurship starts with you. Na ni mimi na washow. You see, innovation is a gift, and that's why we are here at the present. This auditorium is like a class, and ignorance should be marked absent. Yes, they told us that education is the key, but have you ever wondered why some first-class graduates hawajai pata do? Najua wengi hapa tunasaka do. So today's boot camp is your window of opportunity. Entrepreneurship is the current reality. I mean, yes, some people will tell you that they are real, but kwa ground napata wanacheza fantasy. Find the distinction. I mean, what I believe tumefanya calculus, so differentiate between fiction and reality. So if you wish to brighten your kijiji, then make sure that you join the crew. Don't live in the dark, be inspired by the white box. Give me a snap, give me a snap. I hope tunaelewana. Give me a, ikiweza give me a snap. Thank you. See, don't live in the dark, be inspired by the white box. You can't say yes you can, and you don't act and read Ka Barack. Yeah, Obama. So I believe you will join Ka Barack. Give me a snap. Hiyo imeweza. Hiyo imeweza hiyo. Hiyo hata mkikataa imeweza. All right. Wasawadaro msnap kabisa. You see, an entrepreneur identifies the needs in the society. So if you're keen, you are just what the society needs. An entrepreneur may have a beautiful gap on the teeth. You may have a beautiful gap in the teeth, but an entrepreneur would rather fill the gap in the society. That is, customize their priority. You see, you don't have to wear designer clothes to come up with a design. So start thinking ki-design. I mean, hata mimi nimevalia suit, so be sure I can suit you well. But trust me, I won't leave you in the blues. I mean, I believe tukitoka hapa ndani as entrepreneurs, I mean, tutatoka ni kama watu tuna support Manchester. Because tutatoka tukiwa united, right? Watu wa Chelsea wataniolia beef. But skiza hii. You see, I am told that you may go to the capital city to start a business and still lack capital. Think about it. Snap, snap, snap. Hiyo imeweza. You may brand your business with capital letters and still lack enough capital. So a business needs a strategy. So line finance management before you are managed by your losses. You see, my mother told me that money doesn't grow on trees, but one day I overheard her saying that she has gone to withdraw money from a branch. Okay, I digress. I need to ascertain my roots. Okay, an entrepreneur is a risk taker. They told me that a difference between a rich person and a poor person is that a poor person saves and the rich invests. But all the Christians in here can confirm that it's only Jesus who saves. So let us spend. Let us spend more time in innovative ideas. Hiyo imeweza bro. Obote ujarada hiyo. Right. Aha. You see, so let's build a strong story, and your story will be written in the books of history. So skiza history. You see, get out of your comfort level. You see, you don't have to do ICT to be tech savvy. I mean, even spiders don't have a certificate in IT, but they still create webs. Kuna mtu ajarada yobote nakuona sana. So all information is in the web. So this is the white box. If you are dragged by your comfort zone, then detox. Unwrap your innovative minds, it's time to unbox. Think big, think outside the box. I told you that entrepreneurship starts with an E, but hiyo ni uongo. They got the spelling wrong, because entrepreneurship starts with you, na ni mimi na washo. You see, my tears drop, nikikumbuka words that tear drop, that you see your eyes are like a classroom, and that's why it has pupils. Okay, I'll repeat. Your eyes are like a classroom, and that's why it has pupils. So learn from what you see. You may be working in the CBD, but how to make a breakthrough kama CBD. So jikakamue kisabuni, ikibidi kula jasho. But I almost thought everyone here in the audience was a gospel artist, cause naona vile mmejaa bidii. Nani anajua ile song ya jaa bidii? Umepata? So entrepreneurs don't just think, they act. They don't just act, they become the act, and they inspire more acts. So let's do this together. Unwrap your innovative minds, it's time to unbox. Think big, think outside the box. Entrepreneurship don't start with an E, it starts with you. It's been my time. Ogoti the boy child, the only gentleman with a boyish name. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Wapi makofi ya Ogoti tena? Na wenye hamkurada, just see him nyuma ya tent. So once again, I would like to thank you all for joining us. Thank you for the tea. Nani hajakunywa chai complain mapema. So thank you so much for joining us. We are going on to our next session. So our next session basically is the training. So please, a few reminders. If you have not registered, kindly register. Also follow us on our social media handles. I would like to also thank our sponsors and our partners that are in the house. Wapi makofi ya partners wetu, please. Thank you so much for taking time to do this. So our next session, I would like to invite our facilitators from the Kijiji. They are going to take us throughout the bootcamp. Like I said before, this is very, very important. It teaches you what innovation is about. If you have an innovation, so what next after the innovation? So please take out your pens and books and tell a friend. Sawa sawa. So please, a round of applause as we welcome our facilitators from the Kijiji.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Samuel Nzioka from Kijiji. Wasiwasi? Hapana. Wasiwasi? I know we have been so formal, but when it comes to entrepreneurship, we must be informal. Ambia jirani informal. So geukio moja mpe I5 mwambie hiyo ni ya Samii. Geukio mwingine mpe I5 mwambie hiyo ni ya Samii. Wasiwasi? Nataka kusikia hiyo wasiwasi? Alafu madem si mnajua vile tunakachezanga Alafu majamaa si mnajua vile tunacheza na base. Wasiwasi? Wasiwasi ya. So before we continue, we are going to have some interactive session. I wish we stand. Can we stand? Tusimame. Eka bairo kando kwanza kidogo. Just stand. Simama tu kidogo. Unajua we are used to classwork na masimu na lectures. Can we stand? DJ, can you give me anything there? We want to do some Tembee, tunatembea, sawa? Nikisema stop, mali ulikuwa, hata kama ulikuwa umehang, unahangia hapo, sawa? Aya, tutembee kidogo, tembea kidogo, stop. Ukiona jirani ametingika, unamkaisha chini, sawa? Aya, tutembee kidogo, tembea kidogo, stop. Kuna mwenye ametingika ana chat. Aya, twende tena. Stop. Haya, twende mara ya mwisho. Jaribu kuzunguka. Stop. Tukae chini. Welcome to this session. Once again, my name is Sam. Na mimi nafurahi kukua among young people because this is where innovation can take place comfortably. Hapa ndio tunaendelea kukua. Can anybody tell me who is an entrepreneur? Anybody, just randomly. Anybody? A hand? Anybody? A hand, sister? Excellent. Penny, uko na kitu kama zawadi hivi naweza mupatia. Inakuja sumu gift tu na hiyo lollipop kwa sababu ya hiyo nini. Hizi vitu ni hivyo tu. Yaani hizi vitu za innovation ni swali tu inakuja tu hivi, unajibu, unakula lollipop yako tu pole kama umejinyamazia. Yes. Can anybody else tell me the difference between a business person and an entrepreneur? Any hand? A business person, the difference between a business person and an entrepreneur. Yes, my friend?
I can say a business person is a person who starts something for profit, but an entrepreneur is a person who sees a gap somewhere and tries to bring a solution to that problem.
Excellent. Siapewe yake haraka, shughuli ya kuisha, mtafutie hapo kazawadi. Thank you. And finally, anybody here who can tell me any entrepreneur in this school mwenye unajua na mbona yeye? Anybody? Any hand? Any entrepreneur you know? Yes, my friend. You know yourself. Huyu nataka nimpatie just 1 minute ajiuze, si ndio? Promote biashara. Na kama uko na Twitter handles, WhatsApp, nini, this is the time.
My name is Fidel Tekin. I'm a law student, and I have, so I realized when I came to this school, I wanted to get suits. And I realized that it took me a lot of time to, go get a suit that I want that fits my body. So I have linked with a couple of tailors from here in Nakuru, in Nairobi, and in Bungoma, where I design suits and procure them for students here. I have a couple of, I think I'll leave this with him. This is my business card. So basically, because it's my customers are students, so they are comrade-friendly prices and customized, you get customized outfits, including suits, Ankara outfits, and any other for weddings, for any event, including shows, official events, you can get them. I have an Instagram account. It's called Elegance Fits and Suits. Elegance Fits and Suits. Once again, thank you for this opportunity.
Can you appreciate him? Huyu hata umuongeze, mpatia tu zawadi yoyote. There comes your t-shirt for having a business. We are trying to support each other's business. So when we are talking about innovation, why are we innovating? We are innovating because there are many things in stake. Apart from everything enye mchungaji aliongelea. But we are innovating pale chini kwa root because we need to have money. Pesa. Sindio? Apart from everything satisfying the community, we need also to have something in our pocket. We cannot, sisi wote hatuwezi kuwa employed. We need to employ ourselves. That is why we are here to encourage ourselves and teach ourselves how we can start our own businesses, how we'll do that, and how we'll make our own money. Because if you look at the research, saizi ukiingia tu online, uangalie the rate ya unemployment is so alarming. You might be in the music fraternity. Music, saizi watu mpaka wanaanza kukua na wasiwasi. Sindio? But when you start your own brand and you say, I'm going solo, there are things you need to take into account. You can be in the ICT sector. Saizi watu wanahakiwa, watu wengine wana prevent hizo vitu. People are developing their own softwares. You don't need to get employed for you to have something in your pocket. So we are here basically to train ourselves and to empower ourselves to know how to reach there. Sawa sawa. So I'll invite my co-partner, Madam Penny, atatu guide through on those steps. Sawa sawa. Can we invite him with a clap?
Hi. You guys are good? Can I request you guys to move backbenchers bana, tukuja hapa mbele. Right? Hata hapa kuna meza. Sindio? Please come down, eh? Right? Chap chap. Yeah. If you guys can come down, that will really, really be helpful. Volunteer to ukuje. Yeah, come here.
If you're sitting on a plastic chair, just move to the...
And feel free to come here also.
Please come here.
Yeah. Kuna VIP sitting hapa karibuni. Near this nice smelling roses. Massage seats right here. As I facilitate, you'll be getting a massage. Yeah, come closer. Why especially, hold on. Now it's on. Okay, good. No.
Check, check.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. So a bit about myself and then we get started, right? So I'll ask you guys, you can see where the clock is, huh? In my world, it's supposed to be 10:30, huh? And it's 11:30. So we have a whole hour to go. I'll invite you guys to really changamka, participate, all that good stuff. My name is Penny. I'll be facilitating this session. I don't have that nice Kiswahili that DC here has. I speak fast, so if I'm speaking too fast and I'm not making sense, please raise your hand and ask me. For questions, the same thing, interrupt. Sawa. It's not supposed to be formal, just interrupt, ask, yeah? Even if it's like a question you had 2 weeks ago, it's okay. Bring it here, we can discuss it. So I facilitate, I train entrepreneurs. That's what I do on a day-to-day basis. That's what I love to do. I sit on several boards of startups, right? And you guys know startups are not small businesses, that are a few days old, right? You guys know what startups are. These guys are struggling to bring innovation into the marketplace. So that's what I want to be talking about today. So this first session, if I can figure out how to make this work. Right. So this first session, I want you guys to indulge me. 45 seconds. Where's the timekeeper? So we'll do this one individually, yeah? So 45 seconds, please list as many uses of a shoe as possible. Right? So we have a timekeeper here. They start. You guys are ready? Okay, good. Start. Started? Okay. More seconds. Time is up. Honor system, stop writing. Na wale walikuwa wanaingia Googling. Right? So I need a volunteer who's brave, who has 10 items, who has written 10 uses of shoes. Nobody? 9? Even if you
You see a spider, you hit it with a shoe. Number 2, shoes are important for social signaling. Umepiga luku, kiatu lazima iseme. Number 3, you use shoes to run, you use them to walk. Sometimes, and this is unfortunate, they're also used as weapons. And you can use shoes for driving. I mean, there are people who have a special pair of shoes to drive. So they get in the car, they remove one shoe, and they wear another one to drive. And depending on your orientation in life, some people use shoes to hide money.
I think he deserves a t-shirt. Sindio? Right? Okay, good. Sasa wale walikuwa wanasema walking, I hope mmechangamka. Right? Because this is innovation. Right? And part of innovating is rethinking how we use stuff. I wonder if you guys met that weapon called a shoe. It was a slipper. Right? So thank you for that. Now that you guys have warmed up, right? I'm going to ask you guys to do an activity. And I don't know, you guys can turn to each other and do it in clusters, maybe 6, 7 people. Try and do it in clusters. Everybody has a notebook? We have notebooks. See, there were some for giving. Salala, right? That you'll be given. So that's how you use that technology called the notebook inside the phone thingy, that one. Cynthia, yeah? So I want us to do an activity, and this is how the activity will go. So I'll share with you guys a list, right? And when I share this list of items, you're actually going to come up with an innovative product, yeah? So within 15 minutes, you need to come up with an innovation, and you need to get one person to actually share it. Yeah? So you guys will work in just clusters. I know we might not be able, that's why I was hoping you guys would come down here. Because then it would have been so easy for us to do proper groups. Lakini mko shy? Mnaogopa hii uncarpeted floor? Sindio? Right? So we do this. You guys are going to come up with an innovation. You're going to tell us who your initial customers are going to be. You are going to tell us how they'll hear about the products and how they'll buy it. So all this within 15 minutes, and it needs to be innovative, right? So the product the Kijiji group here had is eyewear, also known as spectacles. And so when we were given that activity, we were told, okay, your item is spectacles, and this is what we came up with. So this is, for example, so we innovated, and I would like to introduce you guys to the next generation of eyeglasses. Not only do these eyeglasses correct your vision, but they allow you to have, to record functions. So right now, if Mr. Kevin was wearing these glasses, he would be recording this session. So it allows you to even transcribe your notes in class. So when you're seated, record function, transcribe. Technology. Who wants a pair? Okay, at least, right? So you guys have gotten the gist of this, right? So I'm trying to think. I'm assuming this is still showing online, right? So I have 15 items here. Right? So here we'll start. 1, right? There's a group 1 here, group 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then the next 5, right? So until 15, so 11 to 15. Select items from that end, yeah? So we won't be too formal with this. I zoom in, okay. And I'll read them out, Now, again, if you guys agree to come to the front, right? This would not be an issue. So let me read them out. Item 1, so for group 1, t-shirt or any clothing, any clothing item. We have a toothbrush, water bottle, shoes, cooker, toothpaste, watch, flask. Well, let's remove toothbrush. We'll put toothpick here. Telling you, Soft drink, ice cream, iron box, a cup or a plate, and a saucer or a sufuria. Are we okay? I zoom some more. Can we start the clock? right? We start the clock. Right? So guys, let's move, let's form those clusters. Which product do you guys have? Aya, si mkwe na cluster yenu hapa. Changamkeni. Kujeni mchukue viti hapa chini mtengeneze group ya round, si ndio? Yeah? Come. These guys have ice cream.
Weka hivyo. Nitachukua tu. Hata atuongei saa hii.
It would be nice, yeah. See.
Tekina anafanya nini?
So online, I'm expecting to hear from you guys also.
Tutakwenda pale chini.
So even the online participants, eh?
Z.
Yeah. So you can put, you can collaborate and put this information in the chat. Yeah. So Rebecca, Precious, Vincent, Anita, I hope you guys can hear us and that you can collaborate on there.
Nataka kwenda kuweka pale chini. Na hapo nyuma. Kuna ile kitu yetu hapo nyuma.
Right? Better open your creativity box. No, one item, right? So guys, it's one item. If you've picked the item, I want to put up the instructions. I want to go back to the instructions page. So just select from the list one item. I won't assign. That's fine, right? Go for it. So remember now there might even be competition, because some groups have the same item. Yeah? So you guys are coming up with an innovative product. You're going to tell us what it is, right? You're going to tell us, who your customers are for this product, and even how we'll get it. Yeah? You know, if you guys come down here, there are those chairs. You can just make them into a circle and be down there. Yeah. I'm saying if you guys go down there, you can make those chairs like into a circle and just sit there for the rest of the session. You don't have to move back here. Yeah. Yeah. I have you. You're not in a group. the ones I'm wondering about, these online people.
Specific ideas, but I think we can help each other think about around since everything we're going through right now is as a result of global warming and climate change. So maybe we can think around how we can use plastic, which is a menace to the global economy or the climate, to use it to actually help the ecosystem. Somewhere there. We can have more.
So the instructions are on, eh? You guys have selected?
But you have to be specific with your customer.
discussion hii ya dada iko sawa.
I want that for the background. Oh, yeah, sure. Thank you.
Capture that audience. Not both. So you can capture the audience and this. No, you need to capture this.
Hello? Time is up. I will put them up, but time is up, right? Yes. So what were you guys discussing? If you are not discussing the questions, what were you guys discussing? Oh, you just tell us about the products, who the customers are, how they'll get this product, right? We want to know. Yeah. Right? So guys, time is up, eh? Now, which group is going to volunteer to go first? I need a volunteer. Fantastic. Hi, guys, can we be back together so that we can hear this innovation? Ni mimi? Just continue.
Na slogan yetu ya kumarket basi itakuwaje? Pasipoa. Slogan yetu ya kumarket itakuwa pasipoa. Slogan yetu pasipoa. Pasipoa, bei poa. Anti-gingivitis. Hata hiyo inafaa itwe anti-gingiva. Those who are handicapped, so that they can put on stocking. Marketing sasa. Tuseme tunatuma watu and we shall employ people who understand so that they will be taught. We will have a manual.
Check it. Yeah.
Hello? Hello? Hey, I saw somebody had leakage, eh? Now, there was a group that was volunteering to share, right? To share with us their innovative idea. What product did you guys have? Iron box, right? So this is on the iron box. I'll pass my mic to them.
All protocols observed. My fellow colleagues, I'm Caroline from School of Pharmacy. Women huwa tunaficha miaka yetu, so I won't tell you which year. But our product, we chose an iron box. And because we are talking about innovation, and being a pharmacy student, we will base our discussion and innovation in line with our profession. So today we've chosen an iron box, and we decided that since we have so many iron boxes around, we need to come up with one which will compete fairly in the market. And when we say about competing fairly in the market, we think about the price, we think about the makeup, and even the initial customers from all classes. This represents the rich, the middle, and those who are below poverty line. So our iron box is the one that we invented, and it will use solar. And then it will be rechargeable. That means we will have a place, or it will have some sort of a socket whereby we can recharge it. So our iron box is called, we are marketing it by a brand, Bei Poa, Pasi Poa. So that's our slogan for marketing our iron box. And then our iron box has got batteries, and the batteries will only be 2 because of the cost of batteries. And then it will have an inbuilt solar because we are targeting hospitals, since they do most of laundry. And you know, when we talk of pharmacy students, we consider sterilization. And it's easy to operate, it's non-sticky, given that hospital laundry is quite some time. And then we want this iron box to be employed even with people who sell mitumba. You realize that when those clothes come in bale, normally we don't really trust their level of cleanliness. And if you have worked in any market, you've seen people ironing these clothes, and even some people put them directly on their body. So we want something that has been fitted with a laser, that is a UV light. This one will be responsible for the sterilization part, so that even if you went to Nairobi and you forgot your clothes, you can buy something from Amtumba, sterilize it with your iron box, and then put it on. And then also, we want something that is elegant. In pharmacy, elegant means very good looking, very fine, very beautiful, attractive color, so that it can easily be sold out. And then also, the prices, we realize that most iron boxes ranges between 1,200 to 2,500. But for ours, since we are using recycled material, ours shall go at 350, but we can reduce it to 300. We will give discounts. And then our iron box comes in with very many things. For example, it will be packed, and it will have a full pack. In medicine, when we buy things that are in packs, they are normally a full kit. Full kit meaning we consider the handicapped. That means we'll have a hand gear, so that even whoever doesn't have fingers can put in their hands like a socket and iron. When it comes to the make, we have considered coming up with something that we can dismantle and also make it, so that, you know, our brothers don't like carrying handbags like we women. So we want something that can be dismantled, put in a small suitcase, walk with it in a car, reach wherever you want. You don't have to wash your clothes, go to get to the laundry. You can have something that is packed, so that when you reach your destination, you make it up and then you iron. So we have something that is on the marketing side of it. We also know that when we're coming up with something new, we really need to invest into marketing, so that everybody can get to know what we are selling, what our services are. And on that point, I'll want my colleague to also come up and cover the marketing part of it. Thank you very much.
Okay, hold on. Not yet, yeah? Not yet. Just hold on, right? I mean, you guys are not going to clap at that. Right? So I won't let your colleague come yet, because I want to hear from one more group, and then I want us to kind of break this session down to truly, how do we understand who our customers are, right? Now, I'm just telling you, I run my household, I'm fully off-grid, apart from my iron box and microwave, yeah? So I have solar for everything, apart from my microwave, iron box, those ones are not supported by solar. So I would be your first customer.
Thank you.
right? So let's get one more group, right? So this, what we're going to do, these are the concepts we're going to work with throughout the day. So even if you don't get to pitch right now, you're still going to pitch, because you'll just pitch for the next session. You'll tell us your idea, and then you'll cover the questions during the next session. Sawa. So we take that group from that side, because he was in the choir and he sang so nicely, I'm just saying.
Thank you very much. So we are group 1, and our product of choice was the T-shirt. So we had pegging on many factors, and one of them is the upcoming World Cup, and also the second factor is all-weather T-shirt. So we were thinking of something that will be warm, and also something that will be able to, if it's warm outside, you can be able to feel comfortable and not sweaty. And also, and so that is one, the all-weather. So something, a fabric that will be flexible in that it will contract and maybe it will expand in relation to the environment. And then the second one is the World Cup idea, where we thought of a glow-in-the-dark fabric, where you have, that will be strapped on the outside of this all-weather T-shirt. So you have a fabric that is glow-in-the-dark, and as we all know that young people, we are always riding at night, we are always on skates, we're always in parties, we're always in bash. So if you have a glow-in-the-dark T-shirt, I mean, it will be very convenient. Even if you were to market something on it, you will have maybe a label, alafu, all these festivals that we have. So a glow-in-the-dark T-shirt will be good. In the World Cup that is coming up in Qatar, if fans had glow-in-the-dark T-shirts, and then in a glow, colors are Team Zao. So everyone in the audience is like, man, you can see this side is maybe Kenya, the other side is Z or something like that. So you could tell. That will be a very good and convenient T-shirt.
I was waiting for the collabo for the Pasipoa, Beipoa to be on those T-shirts, you know, so that you can market for them.
Oh, right? Ours was smart T-shirt.
Smart T-shirt.
No,
yes. I'm just saying, when you have the glow in the dark, you can market for these guys. Now, confession time, right? I just need a few honest people in those groups to confess, right? Was there somebody who had an idea and then the group kind of... I just want to hear your experience, yeah? Who had an idea and then the group just... Tell us how it went. Oh, sorry. Turn it on, yeah.
I had a toothpaste idea. Because right now the main thing in the people, most of us have dental problems. Even old people, even young people, we have dental problems. So there is something that has come up. Researchers have found charcoal, fluorspar, aloe vera, and other herbs that can help in the dental sector. So the toothpaste one, because these things are easily found in Kenya, it could have been cheap to me, and marketing it would have been easier.
Hold on, what did your group tell you?
My group told me that the manufacturing part is the apondongumu.
I love that.
Yes.
You guys have heard that? Manufacturing part ndio ngumu, right? I walked that way somewhere, I had, hata kama your technology hakuna. Who got that one? Your technology hakuna. Right? So I'm really curious, and thank you for sharing, right? For sharing, because we have things that are creativity killers, right? And those are things that you really need to watch out for. If we're asking you guys to innovate. So a story is told, this was in the 1800s in New York City, right? New York State, New York City. They had horses, you know, the horses and the buggies, and that's how they used to commute. And so these guys were doing planning. You know, the way we have our plan of Vision 2030, right? You guys know we have a plan of Vision 2060, the AU one. So these guys were planning, and they were planning 50 years ahead. And so they were in a state of panic, because if you have a city where the population is almost doubling every 5 years, and you're trying to imagine how many horses need to move these people, what's the byproduct of horses? Inaitwa mbolea, right? So there was a sense of panic because this whole city was going to be covered with mbolea, right? And so these guys were like, this city will, the conclusion was, this city will not exist in the next 50 years. Why? Because at this rate with these horses, the city is going to be covered with manure. That was the conclusion from that planning session, right? A couple of years later, Henry Ford comes up with a motor vehicle, something that they had not imagined, right? Something that saved New York, and I guess the world, from being covered with manure. Just saying. So, for you to think about things on the next curve, right? You can just say, look, our critical assumption here is that we're going to be able to manufacture it, yeah? Our critical assumption here is that we're going to find a technology partner. Our critical assumption here is that we're going to find, so that you can open up your mind and just imagine. And let me tell you guys, the things you think are imagining are actually there, yeah? I remember one time this mother saying, "Kai, these clothes, when you have kids under 2 years, chances are they'll outgrow the clothes before they wear off." And this mother was like, "I wish these clothes could grow with the kids." Yeah, we need such an arrangement where you buy clothes at 6 months, this outfit can morph. And if you guys look it up, clothes that grow with you, they exist, right? Shoes that grow with you, they exist. So I'm just saying, innovation killers, creativity killers, tuondoe, sindio? Right? So let me go through something here really small. I don't know if there's a question, and then we'll keep using these ideas, yeah? So even if you've not shared, I really want to know how this toothpaste story ended up, but we'll come to you guys. Let me just move forward a bit. I do not, okay, hold on, yeah, right? So I want to talk about these customers, right? How do we know? How do you know who your customers are? Anyone? How do you know who your customers are? And we start with imagination. I like that this guy started. We start with that point of assumption. There is no one who comes up with an idea without imagining who their customers are, right? So how do we then move from assumption to really ascertaining who our customers are? How would we do this? If you raise your hand up like this, I'll see you. And if I walk on this thing, I will fall. All right? So, yeah.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm Phil, the name hasn't changed. So now, usually when, at least in my experience from the work I've done in the past, what usually happens is when you have that idea and you've kind of defined that broad segment you want to target, usually you'll define a persona or an archetype so that you try to frame a specific individual that fits that profile of the customer you're looking for, or what you'd call your ideal customer. And then after that, what you do, you kind of link that up with the value proposition. And then you kind of have a hypothesis that you go out and test with some sort of minimum viable product to know whether that customer exists, that customer is interested in your product, that customer can pay for your product. That's at least been my experience from the work I've done.
Nakwambia, you guys have heard, Did you write notes? Because if you guys have heard and understood, we can actually go for lunch now, yeah? Right? Thank you. You've done a good job. Somebody will come for that mic. Right? So how do we move from our imagination to actual confirming? Right? So before, and we'll catch up, or we'll touch on everything actually he has said. You remember we gave him a t-shirt? You guys know why, right? So we need to move beyond just saying customers, low cost. We need to actually build a customer profile. And this is still at assumption level. We have not gone to speak to the customers yet, right? We have to imagine, we have to exercise our imagination. If I'm creating this product that is going to be on solar, what kind of technology exists? Is that technology cheap right now? Can I go mass market? You guys know that technology adoption curve, eh? But also when you look at the prices of innovative products, it normally starts up here and then comes down over time, eh? So you realize that, hey, if this is new technology, we might have a goal to go mass market, but not yet. Eh? So you start creating your customer profile. Now, the Sai Eyewear, this is what I imagined. Eh? I'm targeting students. They're the people who need to take notes without writing, who want to watch their notes on playback at some point. In terms of demographics, I can break it down. But in terms of lifestyle, I can imagine what kind of person this is. And as he said, you literally want to close your eyes and imagine and actually visualize somebody, right? We could always cut out that profile, that genderless thing, and you guys can actually color and draw what the person looks like. So you really want to kind of invest in that level of imagination. What kind of person would resonate with this product in the marketplace, yeah? Somebody who's maybe impatient, somebody who understands technology and embraces technology. You know, there's the rest of us who always ask about privacy, yeah? We are not doing any technology, we want to be offline, eh? Because we are scared the aliens will get us. And then the motivations, what would motivate them to actually? But this is all at ideas, it's very, very early on, so you have this idea and you're imagining. Right? You're imagining. The next part would be to actually move to that research that he's talking about. Now, I've thrown in some words over there. So I know this is an academic institution. I know we have non-academic people, but at least I'm hoping you guys can tell me what secondary research is. And I know your professor in entrepreneurship and innovation is here. Anaangalia tu kuona. Right? So, and secondary research, that word is across, eh? It's not only in one place. So secondary research, what are we talking about? You can even use an example, right? Secondary research, what am I talking about?
Secondary research would be researching from sources that have already been written. Mostly they're written or documented resources.
Right? Okay, fantastic. You guys agree? You'd mark that correct, right? So why? Why am I telling you guys that you need to start somewhere with that secondary research? Why? Why would we start with secondary research?
The reason why we might need a secondary research is because for you it will help you know, maybe you are in line with another person and there's a level they have reached, so that you may use also, appreciate their knowledge and start from there to improve on what they started.
Right, fantastic.
Yes.
You guys had that? It informs you of what's out there. Who else is out there doing this? You get to appreciate their knowledge and to start from somewhere. I'm really curious, what major are you doing? Are you a student? Okay. IT, yeah? These IT folks. But, you know, a couple of weeks ago, I was really, really frustrated. You know this social media thing that you guys get? If you go online and try and look at a lot of Kenyan businesses, you'll realize that they create social media profiles, so whether it's Facebook, Instagram, but they're not able to post consistently. So half the time I'll be imagining that that company has gone out of business, only for me to call the number, and then half of the time, hata sikumbuki password ya Facebook. You know, I'll be like, why are you guys not updating? Right? 2 years ago is when you updated. And so, my nephew, he's a software engineer, he's come to visit, now he's domiciled in Kilifi. These techies are doing things, They're being domiciled elsewhere because they can work from home. So he's come to visit, and so I just told him, like, B, How come there's nothing where I can just put a couple of words here and then it just generates for me my social media posts? And he's like, what do you mean, auntie? See, this stuff exists. And he showed it to me, right? Now, can you imagine if I spend so much time coming up with this new innovation, only to discover that it's out there? So we start with secondary research because it informs you, it helps you actually clarify your thoughts. If you are making big assumptions on the technology, now you can be like, you know what, we can actually leverage this technology, right? This is who is out there. So it's a really, really good place to start. Secondly, when you come to speak to the customers, you already know what's known out there, right? So you might find somebody who has even done something really close to what it is that you're trying to do in terms of research and understanding that kind of customer. So we start there. Then we move on to primary research. So what's primary research? I think backbenchers, there's somebody. There's somebody who cannot, oh, right there, yeah.
Okay, raw data is the data that you get from the people that are being affected directly.
Right, fantastic, thank you. See, this is data you collect yourself, yeah? Now, what's the challenge of data you collect yourself? Right? Kwanza, if you start throwing in like those scientific parameters for things to be valid, it becomes very, very interesting, right? But let's just say innovators normally don't have a lot of money, yeah? So on one side is your prayer and hope. On the other side is there a bit of knowledge that you actually do need to apply, right? So I encourage you to actually collect primary data. So if these are the people who I assume they are, what's their watering hole, right? Where do they tend to hang out? Yeah? So if I think this is something that maybe my first initial market will be the people who sell Mutumba. Because studies have shown that Mutumba that looks ironed and nice tends to sell more than the one that just looks as if it was chewed by the cow and then put out. I'm just saying, so if that's the assumption that we have, then we would be like, okay, let's go to the street over there where we know a lot of people sell Mutumba. Let's talk to these people. If I think that my students, the sci-fi eyewear would be IT students, then I would come here and I would ask to speak with these IT students, right? Now, I'm saying ask to speak. Focus groups, you get people in a room and you get to ask them questions, right? You guys like surveys, eh? You know, we'll ask you guys to do a survey at the end of this session. Just a heads up, eh? Please don't let your phones die, right? Because we'll really want you guys to do that. But coming up with questions is the other part of the challenge. Apart from maybe having the money to do it, coming up with the right questions. Yeah? So I do want us to actually come up with a few questions. Now, on those innovations that you guys have imagined, 10 minutes strictly. Can I even give 10 minutes? Where's my timekeeper, manager, boss, everyone to make eye contact with me and tell me yes, no? Okay, 10 minutes. There's no one here to tell me no. Yeah? So 10 minutes. I want you guys to try and come up, if you can come up with 5 good open-ended questions that you'd ask your target market. Yeah? So right here, we declare that we're going to give you money to go and check the feasibility of this product. At least just talking to customers, right? What are those 5 questions you might want to ask? I know some people will come up with 10, right? But think about it. How many which people in this room like filling surveys and questionnaires? I'm really, really curious. People who just are dying to fill this stuff. Nobody, eh? You can see. So why do you guys imagine that me as your potential customer, I want to fill out this many questions? So part of coming up with the right questions is thinking, what am I truly assuming of this market, yeah? Assumptions are really, really important, and we need to be able to identify our assumptions very, very early on, yeah? So what are the critical things, right? If you are to run into this ideal customer, and you had 2 minutes to ask them questions, right? Or 2 minutes to convince them to click 5 questions, and these 5 questions needed to give you information that allows you to move to the next step. Now, the next step might be collecting more data, I'm just saying, yeah? But at least it has moved you from one hurdle to the next one, right? So I want to give you guys time. I'm encouraging you guys. There's like nice seating over here that you can be easily in groups. I want to give you guys a couple of minutes to come up with questions, and then we'll get the groups that haven't shared, at least 2 more groups to share with us the questions now, right? Very briefly, what you are working on and what you'd want to ask your customers, okay? So you're our timekeeper. I think it's 12:40. Aya, people, the clock is starting, eh? Now you have less than 10 minutes. So guys, I hope you know you're coming up with questions for your primary market research. They need to be open-ended, right? And you need to think through these questions because at times you only get one shot to convince the customer, the potential customer, to stop and complete the questionnaire, right?
amesema 10 minutes.
Because that's actually how it works in real life, right?
You have 5 more minutes to go. Very expensive.
Okay, I'm looking for the volunteers now. Some have 1 question, some have 2, some have 3, right? So 1 minute, you should be winding up, eh? May I appoint spokesperson? Actually, a hand should be up, ready to go. I'm looking for those hands that are up, ready to go. Ready to go? Is it me who's not seeing? Right? This cluster here, they had a hand raised, but it was raised like this. But I still saw it. Right? Okay.
Hello, everyone. Hello. My name is Meshak. Actually, this is my first time coming to such a conference. I've never sat in a place where I'm business and like-minded people. Yeah. So I think I'm making progress.
Yeah.
My first, I wanted to challenge her iron box ideas. She said about making it solar powered. I'd think of an iron box in this way. There are people like soldiers. There are people who like going outdoors to do camp. And I don't know how they iron their clothes maybe. But first of all, I could come up with a solar-powered iron box. For the people who go camping, there is nowhere you have electric sockets, so it will be charged by solar, obviously. You can come up with an iron box. On the bottom side, it can warm your water, but you can also iron your clothes at the same time. It could also save you time. When the water is heated, you take your tea, iron your shirt, you're already out of your house. The second thing I think about an iron box, you can use it to cook. Gas is expensive, actually. Gas is expensive, we all know that.
Chapati. Go ahead.
One iron box will cook one thing for you just like a gas. Kama unapika ugali na nyama, you'll start to have with the ugali first. By the time unapika nyama, ugali ishapoa. Lakini iron box, it's cheaper. You take an iron box, the bottom part of it. My friend here, come. He gave us a very brilliant idea how you can melt aluminium pieces of metals on an iron box to make it a cooker. Tell us something.
So, in our case, you take the bottom part of an iron box, then you use a good transmitter of it. For example, maybe aluminium. And then, where the aluminium, or where you have the aluminium heater, which is used to transmit the heat, it will be designed in a way like a pyramid. So the heat will be concentrated at the middle, and then use an insulator to prevent heat loss. So the insulator will also be like a stand. So you place your sufuria on top of the insulator. So all the heat from the iron box will be used to chemsha maji ama cook, sindio? And then also, in the same way, you can regulate the heat. Because with the passes we have, you can either increase the heat or lower the heat. So we can say we'll have maybe hatuwezi poteza ama hatuwezi haribu hiyo stima, tutaitumia in a good way. So, and then another thing, maybe
now tell me the questions, right?
So the
but I
questions-
hope, first of all, I'm curious.
Yes.
Did you guys get some ideas? When they shared their idea, did you guys kind of get some ideas that you refined? Right? You can see they're shaking their head like this, yeah? So this is just a reminder, right? We talk about first mover advantage. So, a bit of a break. Okay. 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 Right? So I'm just saying, first mover advantage, at times when you're the first mover, you're the one who educates the market. But if you guys look at innovation, you'll realize that there's no one time that there's actually a complete unique innovation, yeah? So if you look at what has happened even within solar, you'll realize that there were so many companies working on last mile solar projects, yeah? And these companies, some of them are now collaborators, some of them have specialized at various angles around that value chain, right? So that if you're out there early on, people are learning from you and they might be getting better products or specializing to certain market segments. So I'm really curious to hear what questions you guys would want to ask. Now, I'm assuming that you guys are targeting people who go camping and such. Let's hear their questions.
So the first open-ended question I came up with, I want to connect my open-ended question with a solution. The first question I'll ask you, this is on another side of a market. There are people who bake here. Is that right? cakes, biscuits. Also, it's expensive to buy the whole cooker. Not everyone can afford it. You can build a cheaper oven where you use the iron box technique. You put one flat iron on the upper side and also on the bottom side to concentrate heat at the center. Cake has to
Rise.
the cake has to itaiva kutoka juu na pia chini. Yeah, so it can also use to as an oven. Another idea, the second open question, which I came up with an idea. If you are going camping, if it's to cook, gas is heavy, but I thought using this